Ciao ragazzi!
Oh my god, your accent is awful.
On this lucrative high-speed route between Milan and Paris.
Ciao ragazzi! We're here outside the stunning Milano Centrale station, and that can only mean one thing. It's a big train battle.
Yeah, very early tomorrow morning, we're going to be comparing two operators on this lucrative high-speed route between two European business capitals, Milan and Paris.
So I'm going to be taking the Trenitalia Frecciarossa in executive class. The ticket was £146, and I've heard that it's pretty sexy.
So I'm travelling with French operator inOui in first class, and my journey cost £94.
Ooh, bargain. So it's an early start tomorrow. I think we should wrap this up. Bit of food,
Pasta?
pizza.
Let's do it.
It is early. It's not even gone 6 AM yet. That is Milan Central Station, and I better get on my way. They have a classy rooftop and a sassy rooftop. Comment which one you think I would visit. Don't be rude.
Hello and good morning, buongiorno from Milan, and a very early morning in Milan at that. The time is about 5:30 AM. Having said that, I'm feeling pretty upbeat, I'm feeling awake because I'm ready to take my inOui service all the way to Paris this morning, the French provider, high-speed train, and I'm just coming to the station now here in Garibaldi station to go and see if my platform has come up on the screen. So I'm just waiting for my platform details to come up on the screen behind me. I've got about 20 minutes until my train departs, and the station itself probably isn't as grand as Nicky's, that's my prediction, but it's clean, it's quiet at the moment. There are plenty of shops here, although most of them aren't open yet, given how early it is, but not a bad station at all.
God, am I glad that we filmed the intro last night, but this station, coming back into it this morning, it is stunning. Milan Central Station is like, it gives me Grand Central in New York vibes. It's epic. The highest ceilings I've ever seen in a station, columns everywhere. It's very impressive.
So even though I've got here 30 minutes before my train departs, in reality, I could have come here, 5 minutes before my train leaves the station. And the advantage of taking the train is that you don't have to deal with all the hassle and faffing that you do at the airport. I'm walking straight through to the platform area now. Don't even need to scan my ticket anywhere. It could not be easier.
This is also a very well-appointed station. There's everything you might want here, from a Five Guys to a Victoria's Secret. So not only is it big and beautiful, there's lots of stuff here to keep you occupied and keep you refreshed. Well, here she is, the Frecciarossa 1000, the Trenitalia service, the Italian operator on this route between Milan and Paris. The train looks really, really gorgeous. I actually wasn't expecting it to look so nice, but this looks modern and sleek. I'm in carriage 1, I'm in seat 1A, which is going to be right at the other end of the platform. So I'm heading down there now, walking past the standard class. There's also a business class, and then executive class is where I'm going to be sitting. Definitely going to have a look inside these later, but as I'm walking past here, I see the bistro. I think it's going to be a little restaurant if I want a little extra snack later, although I do believe I'm going to get fed. Next up is business class, which is looking pretty nice as well. But last but not least, the very front carriage of the train up here is executive class.
And look at that, there she is. Right on time, my inOui service pulled into the station with about 20 minutes before departure time. I think it's probably about time we get on board.
Time to board carriage 1 on this train and head to my seat. Okay, so it's time to give you a tour of this executive class seat on the Frecciarossa 1000 train. I think this is the first time I've ever been in a train carriage where it's arranged in 1-1 configuration, but this 1-1 really feels super spacious. You feel like you're in an exclusive little spot. I'm in the back corner facing out the rest of the carriage. There is only 8 seats in total in here, but I feel like the king of the castle in the corner. On first impressions, the seat is incredibly comfortable. It's not the most complicated setup, but it does feel luxury and nice. There's a control panel right here to control the seat. The back of the seat goes backwards and the footrest comes out from the bottom. That's some really decent recline. It actually feels really nice. You don't usually get this kind of full recline and leg rest on a train, and so whilst I don't think I'd get a good night's sleep here, it is very comfortable to relax and have a little snooze. Each seat has 2 dedicated USB sockets and the standard power socket too. In terms of storage, there's a really handy storage area right by your seat. There's also a tray table, which you can find by popping the button right here. And the tray table brings out, and there's 2 options here. You can have it in half, or open it out into a full tray table, which is pretty sturdy and big enough to eat or work on. And you'll definitely find more legroom than you could ever need. There's also reading lights right behind my head.
Okay, so now we've got full daylight, let me give you a tour of my seat. So initially, first impressions, it is really comfy. The seat itself feels very wide. You can see there is plenty of room to shuffle about. I've got a couple of armrests, this one on the right slightly bigger, and that folds all the way up like that if you want to have a bit more space to stretch your arms out. Got a slightly smaller one on the left that also moves up. If you click in the little tab on the right armrest, the seat will start to recline and you get into a pretty nice reclined position. So if you want to take a nap or have a sleep, this is the position I would recommend you put it in. Over to my left shoulder here, I have this little reading light. In front of me, I have a footrest that you can flick down like that. Although having said that, I would say that there's not really much point in the footrest because it just means you have less room to stretch out and doesn't feel that comfy. You also have a cup holder that you can flick in and out like this. You have a power outlet so you can charge your phone or laptop or whatever you want while you are cruising through Europe. Oh, hello. Bussoleno. Then on the seat in front of me, as you can see, I don't have an IFE screen unfortunately today, but I do have this enormous tray table that you can pull down like this. Definitely plenty big enough to fit a meal on, to fit your laptop on. So I'm in one of the solo seats, which gives you access to the aisle as well as a massive window over to my left, which is just so nice to be able to look out, see everything as you pass by. You certainly wouldn't get a window that big in a plane. It's also worth noting that there are seats of 2 sat together if you're here with a friend, or there's also a bigger collection of 4 seats that each have their own tables if you're traveling with a bigger group. While Nicky has the newer seats today, I think there's something about these that just feels understated but classy. The whole cabin has a very relaxing atmosphere and the train itself is so quiet, and it all comes together to give a pretty peaceful first class experience, even if it doesn't have some of those fancy luxury elements you might find on a plane.
The Italians are not messing around right from the off. It's not just coffee, it's a man with a trolley with an espresso machine on top of the trolley, making you fresh espresso to kick the journey off. Hard to beat. That's a coffee.
Can I get a coffee with milk and sugar? So I wasn't entirely sure whether there's going to be any food or drink served directly to my seat today, but I've just been brought this complimentary little coffee. Oh, it's very nice indeed. It's just gone 8 AM here and sleepiness is starting to kick in a little bit. I've been awake for a while already and this is the perfect antidote.
Actually, the coolest feature of this carriage is this. The working area. Through this door is an area where you can close yourself off and enjoy a private and very well appointed area to work.
Okay, it's 9:30, the cafe on board is officially open and I'm gonna go and get myself some breakfast. So as you can see, I'm now in the coach cafe where you can come and order yourself some hot food, a drink, a snack, some coffee, whatever you want. I'm gonna go and check out the menu now. I tell you what, now that we've moved into France, the scenery has really stepped up a level. You can see the Alps behind me as we sort of weave in between them. The sun has come out, it's a bright day, and I'll tell you what, this is the dream way to travel if you ask me.
There's a very comprehensive menu available on board, and they serve breakfast and a snack and lunch and alcohol, all for free included in the ticket. I've been on the train for almost 3 hours now and I think it's time for me to order some breakfast. I'm ready for it.
Amazing, thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so as you can see, I've got my cappuccino, I've got my delicious looking croque monsieur. Even if I can't have food delivered directly to my seat, this isn't a bad alternative.
So for breakfast, I've gone for a very delicious looking croissant, which has come warm. Not just any croissant, it's like a honey multi-grain croissant. It is delicious. A pot of yogurt, a fruit salad, and a very delicious looking coffee with real metal cutlery. And actually the views have just gone stunning right now. Very alpine, beautiful. This is amazing.
So as you can see, we've nearly reached Lyon, and once we get there, that's when the high-speed line is really going to kick in. This train can go up above 300 kilometers an hour once we reach that point, and we're actually going to travel over half the distance in less than half the time it's taken us to get here so far.
One really nice thing is that they stop at the stations for a good 10 or 20 minutes sometimes. We're at Lyon station now, and we're going to be here for the next 5 minutes. It's given me a chance to hop off the train, get a bit of sun, and then we can hop back on board and make this final leg up to Paris. There are no more stops after this one. So the food did not stop at breakfast. Lunch is here now, and it comes with fresh pasta with a tomato sauce, a grilled chicken breast, beautiful big piece of mozzarella, a bottle of Prosecco, because why not, and a warm bread roll, and just little extras like a little packet of Parmesan. You've got the balsamic, you've got the olive oil, lovely cutlery, served with a smile. It looks delicious. I'm gonna smash this now because I'm pretty hungry. British train operators have a lot to learn. I've got to say, I'm a little bit shocked because I'm on a train, not the kind of place you expect food to be good. And this is delicious. The pasta is almost al dente. The mozzarella is delicious, the chicken is perfectly cooked, the bread is crunchy. I've not even cracked open the Prosecco yet. I just am so impressed. Time to crack open a bottle? Sure. Paper cup's a bit naff, isn't it, with the Prosecco, but other than that, this is stunning. So whilst there's delicious food to be had sitting in my seat, there's also a cafe bar on here, and I'm gonna go and check it out. This section, which is where there is a whole menu of items available to purchase from this bar here. So regardless of what class you're in and how much food you want to eat, you're never gonna go hungry on these trains with all of these options here.
There we go, into the fresh Parisian air with the inOui TGV service behind me, my companion for the last 7.25 hours. We got into the station at 1:16 p.m, which is just 3 minutes later than the scheduled arrival time. And for a journey that long that has spanned 2 different countries, I think that is pretty good going.
See you later, bye bye bye. Whoa, that was a bit of a tight squeeze. So that was Milan to Paris. What an experience. Executive class on the Frecciarossa 1000, Trenitalia was incredible. I sat next to a guy who told me it's so much better than the French service. I already know it's going to be better than Lyon's. The food was delicious, actually too nice for a train food actually.
I tell you what, it's so fun stepping on a train in one country and stepping off it in another. That was a really, really smooth journey, and I think had it not been for a couple of little hiccups like the lack of Wi-Fi, the lack of free food, then it would have been a top class journey. It was really, really comfortable. I just think that if you're looking for something that's going to really blow you away, then I think Nicky's option might be better.
See you later, bye. The most lovely staff you could ever imagine that really looked after me throughout this journey. It was almost 7 hours, it arrived in Paris on time, but honestly, it flew by. The views were nice, the food was great, the seat was outrageously comfortable, the working area was fantastic. It's a 10 out of 10 for this journey for me. Frecciarossa 1000, the Trenitalia service, done.